4 separate stories, intrinsically woven. 4 stories pan out, all 4 chosen for a particular reason, to show us a certain message for this festive season. We start with a guy called Zach, and he's a priest. Not the biggest casted nativity part, to say the least, but he's there. See, him and his wife, Liz, were righteous and fair, totally content in life except for one thing. So Liz and Zach, they couldn't have offspring. And at this point in the story, well, the thought of conception, with the body clock against them, it was just out of the question. Now Zach's in the temple and an angel makes an entrance just to the right of the burning incense. The angel says to Zach, "Don't be afraid. Your Father in heaven's heard the prayer that you prayed. Start kitting out the spare room and make it a nursery. Get carving the cradle because you're having a baby. For what's on earth in Jesus' birth holds for all eternal worth." Next, a sought-after role in the Nativity is Liz's cousin, and her name is Mary. She receives an unexpected angelic meeting and receives an unexpected angelic greeting. Angel Gabriel shows up and catches her off guard. "Don't be afraid," says the angel. "Don't be alarmed." So bowled over by God's message through that angelic visit, Mary learns she'll give birth to God's Son through the Spirit. For what's on earth in Jesus' birth holds for all eternal worth. With his other half pregnant, just calling off the wedding, see, he thinks the love of his life's been in someone else's bedding. But he doesn't flip out. He doesn't curse a riot. He decides it's best to do the dumping on the quiet. But a message in his dream would change the rest of his life. An angel says, "Don't be afraid of taking Mary as your wife. 'Cause what's on earth in Jesus' birth holds for all eternal worth." Next, the hilly turf. The sheep and the shearer, where a shepherd looks up and sees an angel appear. The shepherd is stunned from the shock, but he's still conscious. An angel tells him, "It's all right. There's no need to get anxious. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. A king's born in a stable with hay as his bed. For what's on earth in Jesus' birth holds for all eternal worth." And so in each of the stories, the same phrase laid, a message from God: don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, easy to say, not always easy to be when we're surrounded by pain on hashtag or TV. Because it's not easy in a world where brokenness has strived. But the truth is, love came to town when a certain baby arrived. Don't be afraid. It's the softly spoken sentence behind the scenes of the Nativity. Don't be afraid. For the birth of God's Son has broken the chains of captivity. He came to restore a relationship that in Eden was once frayed. But his arrival is good news, which speaks, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, for Emmanuel is with us. Don't be afraid, for we are God's chosen people. Don't be afraid, for the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords is for us. Don't be afraid.